All right, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about Eric Lewis, NBA official, retiring right before the NBA was about to investigate him for having a burner account defending his name on Twitter. And I got a couple of things to say because for those that don't know, Eric Lewis was one of the officials during the Boston Celtics Philadelphia 76ers series last playoffs.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Perfect. Give me my hat.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
The first thing I want to ask you is, do you believe the NBA is rigged? Yes or no? NBA referee Eric Lewis retires. League ends investigation into his alleged use of burner account to defend his work. So he's about to get investigated for having a burner account. Let's just read the article and then I'll throw all my opinions in there, okay? The NBA announced on Wednesday that referee Eric Lewis has retired, that the league is subsequently closing its investigation into his alleged use of a burner social media account. Lewis was accused in May of running a burner account defending himself and NBA officials against criticism on the internet. He was a frequent target of criticism by Los Angeles Lakers fans. The account under the handle Cutliff Blair has since been deleted. Another social media account compiled a list of the account's posts before it was deleted. And here's just a video of some of the things that he was posting to defend himself. I don't give a F about either team. You responded to me, your accusations don't merit. So basically, like, people would claim that certain things were rigged, and he was coming on to Twitter and replying to all of these people. So you're saying there were no foul calls against the Lakers this series with the same contact. How about go to game one when the Lakers... So he's defending himself, saying, hey, man, Eric Lewis ain't rigging games. Eric Lewis ain't rigging games, bro. And a lot of times if I say something about James Harden, I get a James Harden stan in my reply. And it just seems like somebody's overtly defending somebody. You start to think, is this really a random person defending this person because they're this much of a fan of this person? Or is this person on a burner account, right? So, I mean, I guess, slightly over time, it was pretty easy to figure out that Blair Cutliff was Eric Lewis defending himself on Twitter. NBA officials are prohibited from commenting publicly on officiating without authorization from the league. Prior to his decision to retire, Lewis faced potential discipline of the NBA if the NBA determined that the account was his. Lewis, 52, officiated NBA games for 19 seasons per his NBA bio. He worked 1,098 regular season games. There was no public comment from James or Beverly. That's the article was talking about LeBron James and Patrick Beverly commenting on the Eric Lewis accusations. They have not commented on the fact that he retired, probably because Adam Silver told everybody to shut the fuck up. Now you're sitting here saying, Eastwood, why does this matter? What does this have to do with the Sixers or the Sixers-Celtics series? NBA Eric Lewis has informed the league office he's retiring effective immediately. In light of his decision, the NBA's investigation into social media activity has been closed. Now, my dude Sixer Daily on Twitter posts an old tweet from Adrian Wojnarowski that says, an interesting dynamic approaching Celtics-Sixers Game 7. Per sources, NBA's officiating game report shared with teams from Game 6 revealed a significant disparity. 13 officiating errors disadvantaging the 76ers to just 4 officiating errors disadvantaging the Boston Celtics. Those can include calls and no calls. Eric Lewis was on that officiating crew the whole series. Also this. I think this is mainly what I want to say. Why would you be defending yourself on Twitter under a burner account, telling everyone you're not rigging games? What would possess you? Why would that interest you? This is like, Eastwood, you compare everything to relationships. This is like a girl that continuously accuses you of cheating with no evidence. She's probably cheating. She's deflecting because she feels guilty herself. Eric Lewis could possibly have been on Twitter under a burner account, constantly defending himself from being accused of rigging games because he was rigging games. And then he retires. That's the funny part, because the NBA was about to investigate the burner account. And then he retires and the NBA says, oh, he retired. We're good. Like the government saying, Tower 7 fell straight down. We don't know how. We don't care what the scientists say. Close the book. Because if the NBA investigated the burner account, the NBA could have found evidence on that burner account or some other way that Eric Lewis was rigging games. And then they would have had to explain what the was going on. Or here's a conspiracy. The NBA knows Eric Lewis and others are influencing the outcome of games. And with him getting caught with a burner account, they knew that they were about to get caught. So they told him to retire and close the book. There's one shooter on the grassy knoll. The bullet came from 4 different directions. You're telling me it went through the back of his head, ricocheted off the curb, and went through his wrist the other way? Yeah, that's what happened. We know the NBA has been influencing the outcome of games for a long time. It's gotten to the point where we're watching games on playback TV, and we're sitting here just saying they're going to try to avoid a sweep. We know it. Every time there's about to be a sweep in a playoff series, the officiating one way is drastically different than the other side. They tried it in that Philly Brooklyn series, and we still swept them. But they tried it. They're not very good at hiding it. So in my opinion, the NBA almost got caught influencing the outcome of games in a playoff series, and Eric Lewis had to take the fall. Do you think Tim Donahue got caught betting on games, rigging games, shaving points, etc., and he was the only one? You really think he was the only one? Are you that naive? Are you that stupid? No, you're not. Well done, NBA. You covered your tracks to live another day, and Eric Lewis's career ended because of it. Do I think the Sixers were going to win that series? No. Do I think the Sixers would have won that series if Eric Lewis wasn't rigging games? Hell no. Actually, don't even investigate Eric Lewis. Don't even investigate NBA officiating. You need to investigate James Harden and Joel Embiid in that Game 7. Well, first of all, you need to investigate Doc Rivers in Game 6. Epic collapse with 4 minutes left in the game to close it out. Then you need to investigate Joel Embiid and James Harden in Game 7 because they look like they showed up to play pickleball. They look like they showed up to hang out. They didn't give any effort whatsoever in Game 7. And Jason Tatum goes off for 52. Investigate the Sixers for epically collapsing time and time and time and time again. But also, the NBA is influenced. We know it. If it wasn't influenced, they would have called Jordan for the push-off. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's call it what it is. It's a business. They're just not so good at hiding it, and they almost got caught.